Hello and welcome back to Verita Retro. Last time we deduced that the delivery route must have been going to Route C because it was supposed to be shipped to Portland's lab, but that leaves us to question why was this staff discovered in the ocean here. So let's talk to Henry Shipping. Also, ma'am, what was your comment before?
私の話を聞いておとぎ話みたいだって言ってましたよね。
You mentioned that what I said sounded like it came from straight out of fairy tale, yes?
ああ、そのことですか。
Huh? That comment.
助手さん、知りませんか？ウサギとカメが競争する物語。
Assistant girl, do you really not know? There's a story of a tortoise and a hare getting into a race.
ごはん。足の速いウサギがのろまなカメに競争を挑むんです。
A quick hare agrees to the race with a slow tortoise.
当然ウサギが有利だったけど、慢心したウサギは途中で昼寝をして、休まず走り続けたカメが勝つんです。
Of course, the hare has the advantage, but he takes a nap in the middle of the race, giving the win to the tortoise that continues digitally forward.
要は最後に勝つのは勤勉な人だっていう教訓ですよね。サボろうとする子供を諭すための物語というか。
It's all just a lesson that slow and steady wins the race, yes. It's a good story to tell children who are showing signs of laziness.
助手さんもまだ子供じゃないですか。
Assistant girl, you're a child too.
外見だけなら先生の方がよっぽど子供っぽいけど。
Though if we're just judging by appearances, she seems more the child than I do.
確かに子供向けの話だから腑に落ちない部分もあります。
I know it's because it's just a children's story, but there's a part that never had me convinced.
ウサギの方が足が速いのは誰でも知ってることなのに、わざわざカメに勝負を挑む必要はないですよね。
Everyone knows that the rabbits are faster,
非難されるだけですから。
so why the need to ask the tortoise for a race? You gain nothing from a win but criticism.
いや、やっぱり見た目以外も先生の方が子供っぽいかも。
Thinking about it, there are things beside appearances that are quite childish about her.
助手さん、私の話聞いてます？
Hey, assistant girl, were you listening?
はい、聞いてますよ。
Yes, I was listening.
どう思います？どうしてウサギは競争を申し込んだんでしょう？
What do you think about all that? Why did the hare ask for the race?
さあ、そんなことどうでもよくないですか？所詮はおとぎ話だし。
Well, it's just a children's story, so is it that really so important?
まあ、私たちが知りたいのはそんなことより。
True, but the important fact for us remains
私たちのウサギが途中で足を止めてしまった理由ですね。
why the rabbit stopped off in the middle.
またここへ来ることになるとは。
I never thought we would be all the way back here again.
そろそろ退勤時間なのかな。
It seems like the people here are finishing up for the day.
助手さん、変態おじさんならあっちですよ。
Hey, assistant girl, the pervy old guy is right over there.
変態じゃないですよ、先生。それに、わざわざ変態に会いに行くっていうのもお
He's
かしい
not
ですし。
pervert, no. Besides, we're the odd ones seeking out said pervert.
おお、さっきの子たちじゃないか。
Oh, the kids from before.
あ、こんにちは。
Hello.
こんにちは、トラックのおじさん。
Hello,
今
trucker
日はもう
daddy.
上がりですか？
Getting ready to head home?
今は同僚が仕事を終えるのを待っているところだよ。
Just waiting for a coworker of mine to finish up. You two swing by because you got something to ask.
君たちと別れた後に配送記録を見直してみたが、残念ながら肖像の記録は見つからなかったよ。
Unfortunately, I had to look at my records after our farewell. I couldn't find anything about that sculpture.
すみません。実は彫像を配送したのは C ルートの配達員さんだったみたいなんです。
Oh well, I should apologize for that. It seems like the person in charge for Route C did that delivery.
でも間違えても仕方なかったんです。他の誰だってそう思うような。
Although he couldn't help the mistake. Anyone would have thought the same.
おじいさんもついにボケてしまったのかと不安になったが、それならよかったよ。
Ah ha ha. Here I was, worried that the dementia was setting in early. That's a load off.
ところで、どうしておじいさんが配達したと思ったんだい？
Why you mistake this daddy as a delivery man, though?
おじさんと会ったあの橋で彫像が見つかったんです。あそこを通るのはおじさんだけだから間違いないと思って。
We found the sculpture near the bridge we met you on. And you, Daddy, are the only ones who crosses it, so I sort of thought it was obvious.
あの橋で。
That bridge?
もしかすると。
Then maybe...
おじさん、C ルートの配達員さんに会わせてもらえませんか？
Hey, Daddy, do you think you could introduce us to the Route C driver?
紹介することはできるが、おそらく会っても意味ないだろうな。
I could, but I don't think it's very helpful.
え？それはどうして？
Excuse me, why is that?
実は少し前に C ルートの配達員が変わってね。
Actually, it hasn't been that long since Route C changed hands.
あの橋の近くでトラックが爆発する事故があったんだ。
You remember that bridge when we met the first time? Well, a delivery truck exploded out that way. Exploded, eh?
ジュジュさん。
Assistant girl, an explosion. No.
彫像が爆発した。
Was the explosion from the sculpture?
幸い怪我人もなく、トラックが壊れたくらいで済んだが、C ルートを担当していた配達員は責任を取って仕事を辞めたんだ。
Thank the Almighty, no one was hurt, but the truck was an absolute wreck. The old driver ended up taking the fall for it and had to quit.
おじさん、その爆発、どこで起きたか覚えてますか？
Taddy, can you tell me what exactly where that happened?
ああ、だいたいこの辺りだ。あれは5月30日のことだった。
Sure, it was right around here. It happened on May 30th. Never forget it.
おじさんがその事故を発見する直前、旅客船の汽笛が聞こえてね。
Right before I heard about the incident, I heard the whistle of that passenger ship go off.
だから爆発した時刻は11時頃のはずだ。
That would put the time of the explosion around 11 in the morning.
私たちがステップを見つけた場所の近くだ。爆発でここまで飛ばされたってこと？
It happened right around when we found the staff, but you could hear the explosion all the way over here. Wait, if they've heard the explosion at the staff, then according to police, they found this. Is it talking? Well, is it talking about this explosion then? Right here. Occurred near East Pier. That one, and not the most recent one. That where the protagonist was there. Okay, okay.
あれ？これっておかしくないですか？
Ah, that's actually not that strange, is it?
この地域は C ルートに含まれていませんよ。
That area isn't included in Route C, is it?
そう、奇妙だろう。C ルートの彼はあの日普段行かない道へ配達に回ったらしくてね。
Yeah, it was quite a special case. The guy in charge of Route C, well, he went off on a different route than usual.
ルートを外れたのには事情があったと言ってたが、どういう事情だったかは聞けていないんだ。
He said something about the way he had to I don't think I heard what that actually was.
決まったルートを外れるような事情
Part
っ
of
て
Route
一体何だろう
He had a reason for leaving the official route assigned to him. What reason could he have done for doing that?
おじさん、お待たせしてすみません。
Oh, Teddy. Sorry to keep you waiting.
おっと、悪いが、おじさんはもう行かないといけないんだ。
Dear me, sorry to all, but seems like this daddy has to be going.
あ、はい。ご協力ありがとうございます。
Of course. Thank you for all the help.
年齢に関係なく、一生懸命な人を見ると力になりたくなるもんだ。
Say nothing of it. No matter the age, a hard worker demands the respect they earned.
目当てのものが見つかることを願っているよ。
Ladies, I do hope you find what you're looking for.
あのおじさん、案外いい人なのかもしれませんね。雰囲気はちょっと変態っぽいけど。
That daddy character might be an okay guy, though his way of speaking seems a bit pervy as ever.
C ルートの運転手が勝手にルートを外れたのがどうにも引っかかる。
The fact that the Route C driver left his assigned path without permission is cause for concern.
爆発が起きた5月30日に何かルートを変えざるを得ない理由があったのか。
Perhaps on May 30th, the day of the explosion, our man had a good reason for rerouting his deliveries. Let's see, so what else can we deduce? The cause of departure. Can we say for certain it was the first explosion? We can't explore, so it's an actual deduction. Well, is it the explosion at the pier? Combination failed. What's the cause of departure? We can't move. Let's see, it hasn't been long. And truck explosion instead. It's failed. No one was injured. May 30th. Whistle sound. Why did they depart from Route C? Because the driver changed? No. We got this as our information. Driver hasn't changed. A truck explosion. No one was injured on May 30th. A whistling sound. No one was injured, but no. Yeah, May 30th, the cause of departure. I thought it was the truck explosion, but... Hasn't been long since Route C changed hands. Bridge we met while the delivery truck exploded out of the way. No one was hurt, but the truck was an absolute wreck. On May 30th, a whistle sound. Truck explosion site. Is it this? No. Wait, what? The staff position, explosion site, the truck explosion site. What's going on? On this route, why did they depart? Because the staff exploded here. No, that's when... This is when the protagonist found it exploded. Why did they go here? The truck exploded here though. It doesn't explain why they went this way. Or is it? Well, this explosion near East Pier actually correlates to this explosion. The explosion was at warehouse too, was it? Right here, it exploded. It was in warehouse too. Why did the driver depart from Route C? Stopped at warehouse 2. Exploded here. They drove and went here. It's because of warehouse 2, but it doesn't explain why. No, okay, what's going on? The driver changed. Truck explosion. No one was injured. Why did the truck depart from Route C? No one was injured, but I don't think that's a cause. I'm just guessing right now. What's going on? Let me see a hint. These documents? Why? The explosion happened around 11 o'clock, but the cruise ship is at 11, but that doesn't say anything. It just says a cruise ship happened at that time. Why is it this? What? Are you saying it's because it's a new truck driver? No. Oh, wow. May 30th? Happened on May 30th, and the reason because... Okay, next time we're stuck on that, we should probably read everything through again. Because this one, it happened on May 30th. So booming there was barely room to stand. They didn't notice about the explosion. Wow. Okay, I shouldn't use the hint next time.
爆発が起きたのは5月30日って言ってましたよね。
Teddy said the last explosion occurred on May 30th, right? If that's the case,
通常通り C ルートを走るのは不可能だ
means
っ
it's
たはずです。
impossible that he followed his usual route that day.
助手さん、どうしてそんなことが
Huh,
わ
Assistant
かるんで
Girl,
すか
how do you know that?
この新聞を見ればわかりますよ、先生。その日は C ルートに大勢の人が押し寄せていたんです。
Anyone who checked out this newspaper could tell you, man. It's because there would have been the crowd blocking off Route C that day.
そう。第6回治安の日の祭りがあったからです。
The 6th annual Public Order and Civility Day. It was going on right then.
さっきの警官が言ってたあの祭りのことですか？
Ah, the event that the weird cop was talking about before, yeah?
新聞によると5月30日に行われた治安の日は大盛況で、通りは足の踏み場がないほどだったそうです。
According to this newspaper, the May 30th Public Order and Civility Day was booming, and there was hardly room to stand.
そしてその開催場所は
And it happened right over there.
シールートを完全に塞いでるじゃないですか。
Yeah, we know that. It just... I guess we know it's there now. Ah, that would block off Route C completely.
はい。それで配達員は迂回するしかなかったというわけです。
Yes, that's right. So our driver had no choice but take a detour.
そして迂回路を走行中、ステップのトリガーを
And
満たし
somewhere along his detour, his staff triggers conditions were met.
爆発したというわけですか。そう考えれば筋が通ります。さすが私の助手ですね。
So it exploded. When you put it like that, it makes perfect sense. As expected from my assistant girl.
助手さん？
Assistant girl. Retro. So in this...
これは
But how is this
どういう
rise?
矛盾が一つ
Why
解
is
決
that once we
したら
solve one
新たな矛盾
contradiction,
が
another shows up?
まだ他にも残ってるのかな。私たちが気づけていない
Is there something
裏側
else?
が
Another of Pharaoh's dark signs I haven't spotted? Find the contradiction. Okay, let's see. The cause of departure, no? Okay, so they moved over there. What? What does that contradict? Let's see. The route was C, the starting and destination was going as intended. Why did it stop at Warehouse 3 and not Warehouse 2? No, it could have went that route instead because it changed because the civil and order duty was here. Okay. What do we have? Contradicts our evidence here. Heavy shipping. The delivery route was still on Route C, just changed to driver. It started at the professor's residence and it went to try to go to Torland's lab. Since this area was blocked, it needed to go to warehouse 3. And it went around this way, right? Explosion coordinates. The route change. Route C changed its route. No Route C was changed. The intention was this rabbit from the professor who's going to Torland's lab. Is the explosion site off? Eight years prior. No, this is just saying what happened recently. Right? This is also nearby when the rabbit went off. Was it the public order and civil duty? No. Okay. The route was changed from there to here. Because the public order and civil duty. Explosions were this. You have these explosions. I mean, this was written in blood, right, from the bead, so this has to be accurate. Stop over here. Was the third explosion not here but here? No. Something's wrong with the route. Uses the Henry shipping sticker. It's going to Milan. The delivery route was still on Route C. This was written in blood, so it had to be here, right? Whistle. The civic duty was on D2. It contradicts. I mean, the route was C, and then it could have gone to Professor's residence, go around here. I mean, if we just, let's change the idea here. The written in blood said it was going to Professor's residence. And it could also go on to here. No, it would be just going into water. Because if this was wrong and it went to warehouse 2, it would be both of these would be wrong, right? Unless it started somewhere else. This was written in blood. Yes, because then it's gotta be the explosion, right? And then the third recorded explosion was in the East Pier, right? Oh no. Something's off. Something's off. Let's check the log. How is this right? Why is it solved? Anyone checked out the crowd blocking out Route C that day? Yes, it was on May 30th. Block off Route C and take a detour. And somewhere along this detour, just have trigger conditions were met. They pass by the train. Since the detour is change. They passed by the train because they had to take a left to go to the professor's, right? Cause of departure. It's the Hare here. Explosion site. This is wrong. Wait, did it start from the train instead? That wouldn't make sense because of the trail in blood. I mean, if it went like 2, 2, and the other way would be here. That'd be the other way, but that wouldn't work because the. I'm just guessing. This is not right. Cause and departure. Train station, yes. Coordinates. Did start the professor, right? Something along the route here that changed. Alright, what can change? The Henry shipping sticker. I mean, that has to be here in Mila. We know the route changes to Route C. Did it really start at the professor's residence? Why'd it explode here? I went this way around. Why was the explosion here? The staff was thrown here. Staff was discovered here. Torland's lab. Why did the truck explode here and the staff was discovered there? cast into doubt the starting point. Well, it had to be in the professor's residence because the trail in blood discovered here. Either the destination was not going to Torland's lab, which would be odd. This had to be true because of the blood, right? Unless it's different paths. Got the diagonal. That would be in the ocean. But that would be a different warehouse, different departure. If one of this is incorrect, then the other had to be incorrect. So that's not right. Explosion coordinates. The train station. Explosion cause. The coordinates. All lead to the train station. Gotta be the destination then. Either that or the explosion cause or coordinates. Went around. We don't know if it went around because we know it went to warehouse 2, started at the professor's. So if they went around like this, they would have gone to the train station, which caused explosion. This was also nearby when the rabbit went off. Was it the public order? No. Or was it the ship? Because it made a whistle. No, I'm just getting at straws here. I'm trying to figure out what had to be, has to contradict. The professor's, it's either, the starting point had to be in the professor's residence because the trail in blood has to be correct. Right? Either the destination is wrong or the explosion is wrong. Professor's residence, Tortoise lab. How'd it go if it went around this way? Why did the truck explode here? Why was the staff discovered here? Now this explosion is the most recent one. need to worry about that. Why was the staff discovered there and the truck exploded here? Ugh, I don't want to ask for a hint. Why'd it explode on this road and not toilet set? What is the destination? Going to East Pier. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna use the hint. The explosion site was wrong. Cause of explosion. 15, 12, 8. I mean, I did this already, but that was wrong. Okay. 15, 12, 8. Why did the truck explode and then the train station was not there? I assumed it was that they had to go to the route of the train station, but was that wrong? Train station, but I'm not getting it so far. What's the explosion? I mean, these are 15, 12, and 8 years apart from this recent one. But it was also nearby here. Now it has to be the one of the locations because this can't pinpoint where it went off. What is it at the train station though? Happened on the 30th. Was the explosion cause? Was it not the train station? So Henry shipping? I don't think that's right. I'm missing something even more. If these two are correct, I'm missing something obvious. cause of explosion 3 was actually the civic duty that was happening there, was it? No. The civic duty was happening there. No. I'm gonna ask for another hint. No, it just says combine these documents. Okay. How about the coordinates? All of these were on this line. 12, 8. 12 and 8. This 12, explosion 2 was here, right? Coordinates in order. 15, D8. And the truck explosion. And this explosion. Man, I'm missing. We have the pier. One of the locations are off, or either the explosion cause is incorrect. Given new information, the truck explosion is in the stop position. That's where the protagonist exploded the bunny. I mean, if it's a diagonal like this is missing here. And this is the 12 one that shouldn't explode there. That would make sense. What am I doing? Explosion 3 was not this. We tried that, we tried it. Our new information is that we found that the civic duty was here. Or was it here? I forget. Was it D3 the civic duty happened? Explosion 3 was at the civic duty. Just clicking that just repeats the dialogue. Do we list explosion coordinates in order? The civic duty sounded like an explosion, but forgot where the civic duty. It just had to be here, right? Had to be here. The map says, yeah, it had to be here because of the civic duty. Explosion 1, Explosion 2, Explosion 3. Was it the civic duty? Either that or Explosion 1, but it doesn't make the train station correct either. What was it that the explosion it was not at the train station?
助手さんどうしてそんな難しい顔してるんです
What? Okay. I'm not happy with that. Clicking the truck explosion site at the train station. How does this... The text does not match what it means, right? Because how did the truck explosion site is the cause of this explosion? What? The truck explosion site exploded. I thought it would be at least another explosion of 4, right? It'd be another explosion here, but this was also nearby when the rabbit went off. This was also nearby when the rabbit went off. Let's see what they have to say. Assistant lady, what's with the serious look you're giving that map? It's just weird, the explosion Daddy mentioned before. There are no railroad tracks in the area. There's gotta be a better way to phrase it. I understand what they're going for, but it just means that the train station was not the actual cause. But the explosion cause is not the truck explosion site. And then if it was, it would be just another explosion on the list. I don't know how to fix that, but I was probably never getting that without the hint. But I did understand that the explosion wasn't another cause, but alright. What?
でもこれまで爆発があった場所の近くには必ず駅があったじゃないですか。それを根拠にトリガーは廃棄だって踏んでたのに。
But all the other explosions happened next to the train stops. That's how we figured out the staff trigger was exhaust.
私もわからなくなってきました。
I'm not sure either.
もしかすると全部間違ってたのか。
Maybe our entire thought process is wrong.
全部ではないわ。
Not entire. Yeah.
何ですか？
Yeah, what is it?
迷路。
Vero, could you stop popping out of nowhere?
ごめんごめん。でもベリータが道を誤るのを見過ご
Apologies,
せない
I
の。
can't just stand seeing my little Verita walking down the wrong path.
全部ではないってどういう意味？
What do you mean the entire thought process isn't wrong?
これまでベリータが出した答えが全部間違いだってわけでは
I'm
ないっ
not.
て
I'm
ことよ。
just saying that not every answer you come up with Verita was wrong.
強いて言うなら一部ね。ベリ
Must I
ータはまだ
spell it
答えの
out?
ほんの一部しか見つけられていないのよ。
You found only part of the correct answer.
一部？
Part?
ベリータ、この仮説を立てた時爆発地点3カ所をサンプルにしたでしょ？
Verita, when you come up with your hypothesis, you had a total of 3 explosion sites, right?
でも爆発地点はさらに2カ所存在した。
However,
そのうち1カ所はあ
there
な
are
たもよく
actually
知ってる場所よ。
2 more, one of which you know very, very well.
それにトリガーを満たす環境が線路だけだとは断定できない。
Using them, we can see that the environment that satisfies the trigger condition is not train routes.
機関車に似た特性を持つ何かが彫像のトリガーを満たしたのかもしれないわ。
Something that shares certain characteristics of trains may have fulfilled the triggering condition of the sculpture.
これこそが課題の核心部よ。
This is the task in its entirety, Verita.
この課題を解けばこれまで見えていなかった裏側
Once
に
you
一歩
complete the
近づける
task,
わ。
you'll be one step closer to the dark side you're looking for.
つまりこの答えさえ見つければいいってこと
In
ね。
other words, all I have to do is fill in this final answer, yes?
そうよ、やっぱり私の妹。
Of
That's
course! A squeak in my voice. Because you're just that clever.
頑張ってベリータ。必要な手がかりはもう全部揃って
Keep
るん
fighting
だ
the
から。
good fight, Verita. After all, you already collected all the clues.
思ったより面倒なことになってきた。もう手を引こうかな。
This is becoming more trouble than it's worth. Should I just cut my losses here?
それとも
If not, Vero has something to say. Alright, Vero, what do you have here for us? About that though, Vero, you already know the answer to the test. You're giving me, don't you? Of course I do. There's nothing your big sister doesn't know. Then can you just tell me? I'd rather not. I'm here to help. I'm just thoroughly opposed to my Verita working this varying character. I mean, if my adorable pair of bushy-tailed Verita really needs her big sister's help, is there anything I wouldn't do? You're just gonna be the death of me. As for him, get lost. Get lost. Oh, that hurts. Alright, no more hints, no more hints. Okay, come on. I wanted this. Come on. There's more explosion sites, I deduced that. But we're supposed to put truck explosion site as explosion cause. Okay. And then we have our explosion sites. This was nearby. It's gotta be the exhaust, is it? The whistle sound. Could it be that a train makes a whistle? The whistle of the ship went off? How about the whistle sound? No. How about the mechanical alarm that sounds like the ship? Okay. recollection of Daddy dropped the warehouse. I mean, it's gotta be the sound of the whistle, the passenger cruise, but that doesn't make sense with the... Okay, it is, the whistle, the... Assistant girl, are we really wrong about everything? Say something. I guess the whistle doesn't make sense, and the mechanical alarm that sounds like the ship does make sense. But I suppose it was the train station that caused these explosions, but these explosions were caused by the ship. Okay.
落ち着いてください、先生。これまでに分かったことが無駄になったわけじゃないですから。
Calm down, ma'am. All the information we found thus far is not without its own meaning.
きっと
Clearly,
不完全
it's
だった
just
だけです。
incomplete.
不完全
Incomplete?
教授が地図に示してくれた爆
Professor
発
Mark
地点は3カ所でした。
3 explosion
でも
sites on
実
our
際
map.
にはさらに2カ所で爆発が起きています。
However, there were actually 2 other
それは
explosions.
さっきトラックのおじさんが教えてくれた場所と私たちが実際に目撃した場所です。
Trucker Daddy from before told us about that one. We saw the other
それ
firsthand.
が問題なんじゃ。おじさんの言った場所に鉄道は通ってなかったですし。
Isn't that our problem, though? The place Daddy told us has no trains passing by it.
もし列車でなく
What if it wasn't
別の
the
何かが
train
通
that
ってい
passed
た
by,
としたら。
but something else?
確かにトリガーを乱すものが鉄道であるとは限りませんね。
Right, after we haven't limited to just trains that satisfy the trigger
も
conditions.
しトリガーが排気なら排気を出す別の何かが彫像を爆発させた可能性がある。と
If
いうことです
exhaust triggers the staff, isn't there a good possibility if it was just something else that giving off exhaust is setting off that sculpture?
ステップ関連のことになるとやけに勘が働くわね。
She's quite quick-witted when posed with questions of the staff.
先生の言う通り4つ目の爆発地点には鉄道は通っていません。でも旅客船の航路と重なっているんです。
It's, as you say, the 4th explosion site has no trains in the area. However, it does border the route that the ferry takes.
それに爆発が起きた午前11時はサンアガタの誇るマナ旅客船の出港時間でした。
Plus, 11 in the morning, the time of the explosion is when the Pride of Saint Agatha, the mana-powered passenger ship, departs.
つまり4つ目の爆発を起こしたのは車じゃなくて
Thus, it was
旅
the
客船の
exhaust from
排
the
気だ
ship,
ったんです。
not the train, that set off the 4th explosion.
これがこの課題の答えです。
That is the answer to my task.
いやー惜しかったわね。
Ah, what a total waste.
助手さん、旅客船って1日に2回出るマナ旅客船のことですよね。
Are you talking about the mana-powered ship that departs twice a day?
はい、そうですけど。
Excuse me, yeah, that one.
私、シチリアへ来るときその船に乗ってきたんです。
The one I took when I arrived here in Sicily?
でもあの船、排気なんて全く出て
That
ませ
thing
んでした
doesn't
よ。
give off a least bit of exhaust. Yes, it's the exhaust of the car. Excuse me?
事実よ、ベリータ。あのマナ旅客船は化石燃料を全く使わないから排気なんて出ないの。
She's right, Verita. The mana-powered ship, the Pride of Saint Agatha, as you say, uses absolutely no fossil fuels, so it doesn't give off any exhaust.
旅客船の排気口から出るのは水が蒸発して生じる水蒸気よ。
What it comes out of the exhaust ports is simply steam created by the evaporation of water.
ほら、新聞にも書いてあるでしょ。最も爽やかな旅をご提供します。
Doesn't it say that just in the paper? The most refreshing journey money can buy.
まさか知らなかったんですか。ずっとここに住んでたのに。
Don't tell me you didn't know you live here.
知らなくて当然でしょ。い 一度も乗ったことないんだから。
I really didn't. After all, I'd never ridden it. The thing.
つまりトリガ
So the
ーは
trigger.
ウサギの彫像のトリガーは廃棄じゃなかったの。
The trigger of the rabbit sculpture is not exhaust fumes.
列車や大型船に共通する何か他の要素なのよ。
There's one more characteristic that trains and large ships have in common. It's the whistle. It's not exhaust, then it's a whistle.
他の要素。
Another thing in common.
そもそもトラックの荷台に積んだ彫像に廃棄なんて届くはずないでしょ。
After all, it would be pretty much impossible for a sculpture locked inside a truck to be exposed by exhaust fumes, no?
トラック輸送中に爆発したということが分かった時点でその仮説は成り立っていないのよ。
After it was revealed that the explosion occurred while in transit by truck, that hypothesis went out of the window. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. So the trigger is an exhaust.
私たちが橋の上で見た爆発も排気が原因じゃなかったってことですか。
That means the explosion we saw on the bridge wasn't caused by exhaust either, right?
そういえば。
Come to think of it.
つまり橋の上で彫像が爆発したのは
The sculpture's explosion
ってこと。
on that bridge had a different reason behind it too.
トリガーを満たす何かがあの時そこにあった。
So up there on that bridge, there was something else that satisfied the trigger condition.
思い出してベリータ。ステップがそこにあった時のことを。
Think about it, Verita. Think what happened when the staff was up there. Come on, don't
誰かの意見じゃなくてあなた自身の記憶を遡るのよ。
Think not on your subjective opinions of others, but on your own complete memory. Go back in time.
私自身の記憶。
My complete memory?
確かあの時は。
Back then, what clearly happened was
海の中で爆発が起きた。
the explosion occurred underwater.
その原因は私がステップを海に投げたから。
It happened like that because I threw the staff into the ocean.
米ロが警告してくれなかったら私も先生も大怪我してただろう。
If Pharaoh hadn't warned me, my current employer and I would have been seriously injured.
先生は排気で咳き込んでた。
She coughed because all of that exhaust.
排気はバサーニオさんの車とおじさんのトラックから出てたはず。そして二人は私たちより先に橋を渡りきっていた。
That exhaust came from both Mr. Vassanio's car and Daddy's truck. They both left the bridge first.
バサーニオさんは用事を済ませて車で走り去っていった。
Mr. Vassanio left because he was finished with his business.
トラックのおじさんも次の配達先へ向かう時間だと言って車
It
を
was
出
same with
発
Trucker
させた。
Daddy. He said it was about time he got on to his next delivery.
そう、二人ともあの時次の場所へ行くことを自然と意識していた。
Right, they both knew it was time to be going just as natural as ever.
でも
But how?
これがなぜ。
It's the whistle.
助手さん、どうしました？
Assistant girl, what's the matter?
あの時おじさんが言ってた言葉、ついさっきも似たようなことを言ってました。
What Daddy said before, it lines up with something I remember hearing.
ステップのスキル発動条件、トリガーに決まった形がないのなら。
If the condition that triggers the staff skill doesn't come in one exact form,
肖像の本当のトリガーって。
then perhaps the staff's real trigger is... The trigger is not exhaust, it's gonna be the whistle.
Oh. どうして勘違いしてたんだろう。こんな単純な答えは。
How did I get that far off the path? The answer was so simple.
助手さん、何か思い当たることでもあったんですか？
Assistant girl, did you think of something?
わかったんです。
It's something I know.
彫像の本当のトリガーが
The sculpture's real trigger, I figured it out.
本当ですか？さすが助手さん。
Really? That's my assistant girl.
大したことじゃないんです。むしろもっと早く気づくべきでした。この地域の住人にとっては常識ですから。
It's really not that grand of an answer. In fact, I should have figured it out sooner. If you live anywhere near this bridge, the answer is just common sense.
午前になれば11時、午後になれば16時だって。
It goes off at 11 in the afternoon and 4 in the evening.
つまりこの辺では船の出港で時間がわかるんです。
In other words, if you're anywhere near this bridge, you can tell what time it is based on the ship's departure.
それくらい船の汽笛が大きく響くから。
That speaks to just how loud the whistle of that ship is.
そうか。
It can't be.
思い出しました。彫像が爆発した時、バサーニョさんもトラックのおじさんも先にその場を離れましたよね。
Don't you remember back when that sculpture exploded? Both Mr. Vastanio and Trucker Daddy went off
そ
first.
れは次の予定に向かう時間だって分かってたからです。
That's because they knew it was time for them to move on to their next order of businesses.
なぜならあの時、船の汽笛の音が聞こえたから。
That's because of the ship's whistle. They heard it go off.
汽笛の音。
The sound of a whistle?
そうか。線路のそばで彫像が爆発したのも排気のせいじゃなく。
I see. Then the real reason the sculpture exploded next to the train tracks wasn't because of the exhaust fumes.
そう。この町の旅客船の汽笛は列車の汽笛の音とそっくりなんです。
That's right. In this town, the boat's whistle sounds very similar to one on the train.
おそらくステップのトリガーである音の周波数と偶然一致したんだと思います。
So it follows that the frequency or tone of those two whistles satisfies the trigger condition.
だから船の汽笛じゃなくてもそれに似た音なら。
Even if it's not that ship's whistle, any sort of similar sound.
あれ？
Huh?
聞いちゃったのね、ベリータ。
You heard that, Verita?
一度耳にしてしまったらもう元には戻れない。
You heard it, so there's no going back.
裏側の音を聞いてしまった以上、前と同じ
You
とは
heard
言
the
われない
sound
の。
of the dark side, so now there's no going back.
思い出しなさい、ベリータ。裏側に隠されていた。
It's time to remember, Verita. Remember the dark side that's been hiding this whole time.
本当の過
The
去。
true past. Restory recounts. Recount the dark side. Each document holds its own story. Select Retro to flip the document over and complete the story with this new clue. Okay. I forgot what was at the start. The real reason was about blanks. There's no people. No Carlos. The real reason was about So this was on Premilla's narcolepsy, but it wasn't that. The real reason was about... Oh, was Carlos sending the explosion? The real reason was about Red the Rabbit's stories. The person wanted the brooch to be safely delivered to the rabbit sculpture. The real reason was about the rabbit's sculpture's explosion. Karloff. Done.
覆った
We turn this on its head.
でしょベリータ
You see, Verita.
助手さん大丈夫ですか
Hey, assistant girl, are you alright?
先生私たち
Ma'am, we...
触れてはいけないものに関わってしまったのかもしれません
We may have laid our hands on something we shouldn't have touched.
助手さんそれって
Ah, assistant girl, what are you trying?
その彫像ステップは
The staff, the sculpture.
凶器だったんです
It's a weapon.
助手さんどういうことかはよくわからないですけど
Assistant girl, I'm not too sure about that.
もしそれが本当ならステップはもう売れなくなるかもしれませんね
If it turns out to be right, we may not be able to sell the staff. What's that?
まあそうなるわね
I mean, she's right.
凶器として使われると分かった時点でステップは警察の捜査対象になるわ
If we were able to find this evidence of this being used as a weapon, the staff might turn into the subject of police investigation.
爆発物だって知られたら没収は確実売ろうとしたなんてバレたら逮捕されるかもしれない
The moment they figure out this thing explodes, they're sure to confiscate it. I think they'll find out. I mean, if it explodes, yes. And if they were to find out that you'll be able to sell such a thing, you might even be arrested.
そんなの嫌でもこのことを隠したらトルレンさんは
That is less than ideal, but we're going to hide this, Miss Torlin.
そうだからあの人とはもう会わない方がいいわ
Indeed, we might not want to meet up with her anymore.
でも
But
ベリータ私の優しい妹
Verita, my kind, pure
話しただけ
Verita.
の人でしょ
You only talked with this woman a few times, no?
この真実にたどり着けたことであの学者たちの関係が危険なものだと分かったわそれこそが今回の課題の意味だったの
Now that we come up onto this truth, our relationship with those two academics is on thin ice. That turned out to be only a significant fact this task turned up.
合理的に考えたらもうあの人たちと関わるのはよした方がいい
Now be a reasonable person and stay away from engaging with either of them. Either one of
お
them.
姉ちゃんはベリータが幸せに暮らしてくれたら
After all, Big Sis just wants Verita to be happy in all this.
分かった
Alright,
じゃあ
then.
でも
But
私は
I
最後までちゃんと明らかにするべきだと思います
think it's better to look into this until we reach our conclusion. Excuse me?
事実をはっきりさせたらステップは売れなくなるかもしれません
To be perfectly frank, we might not be able to sell the stuff.
でももし事実を隠したまま売って後で問題が起きたら
After all, if we hide the facts and sell the stuff, regardless, we don't know what we might face later on.
私はきっと自分のせいだって思ってしまいます
And I'm sure I'll put the blame for that on me.
本当は悪くなくてもそう思ってしまうからだから嫌なんです
So because I believe that Even though I know it wasn't my fault and I did nothing wrong,
私は最後まで確かめたいです。
I want to see this through the end, because I couldn't live with myself.
どうするのベリータ。
What do you want to do, Verita?
ベリーさんはまだ裏に気づいてない。あなたが事実を隠せばステップは今すぐにでも売ることができる。
Miss Waring hasn't quite realized the hidden truth yet. If you choose to hide it from her, she can sell the stuff right now.
でもベリーさんの言い分にも一理あるわ。それも悪くない選択。
I mean,
ただ
I can see what Miss Waring has to say, and it's not a bad stance. Though we won't be able to pay back our debt.
どうしろって言うのよ。
What then? What on earth am I to do?
私はただ借金さえ返せればよかったのに。
I just need some cash to pay off my debt.
こんな大事なこと私一人で決められるわけない。
Something this crucial can't be decided by me alone.
誰か代わりに決めてく
Is
れ
there
ない
no
か
one
な。
who can make the decision for me?
あ、
Ah,
ひとまずトルレンさんのところへ行きましょう。
first things first, we'd like to pay Miss Tortoise a visit.
他のことはともかくトリガーが排気じゃなくて音だったってことは伝えないと。
I'm not sure about everything else, but we should tell Miss Tortoise the trigger is sound and not exhaust.
あ、それはそうですね。後から間違いを責められても困りま
Ah,
すし。
true. If the blame were to fall on us, that could lead into a bigger problem.
そうなんです。なので今すぐ向かいましょう。
Yes, exactly that. Let's be off, ma'am. Quickly.
はい。
Yeah, right.
ベリーだったら本当に可愛いわ。
Oh, Verita's downright adorable.
どうしてこんなに育児なしなの？
How is it that she chose the soft-hearted path? The other deductions. Torland lab. Oh, I probably should have saved.
助手さん、着きましたよ。
Assistant girl, we made it.
これでいいんだ。トルレンさんに本当のトリガーについて伝え
This
れ
is it. We'll tell Miss
Just
Torland the real
a
trigger,
moment,
and she'll figure out the problem in no time.
ば、あとはトルレンさんが判断してくれる。大人だし、私よりずっと優れた答えを出してくれるはず。
Then she can do what she wants with the rest of it. She's an adult. She'll always reach a better decision than I could.
失礼します。
Hello.
ん？
Oh,
またあんた
you
たち。
lot again.
訂正しないといけないことがありまして。
Yes, there's a correction that needs to be made.
おや、お客さんかい？
Do you have visitors?
もしかして、この声は。
No way, that voice. Hello, Professor.
ああ、君たちか。私
Ah,
の教え
it's
子を
you.
手伝ってくれて。
Thanks for helping out my protege like that.
どうして、どうしてこ
Why
こ
are
に。
you here?
あんたたちみたいな子供に任せたのが心配だったのか、
He
さっき来てくれたの。
He was worried about leaving all this in the hands of you kids. So he just stopped by.
メーラ、少し言葉に気をつけなさい。
Merla, there's better ways of phrasing that.
事実でしょ？
What? Is that the truth? That's the truth.
助手さん、どうしました？
Assistant girl, what's wrong?
こんなところで立ち話もなんだから入りなさい。
How long are you going to stand there? Come in.
いえ、私は。
Excuse me? No,
入らないのかい？
You don't want to come in?
それとも何か？
気になることでもあるのかな？
Or is something else on your mind?
いいえ、入りましょう、先生。
No, let's just head in, ma'am.
はい。
Ah, sure.
うん。
で？
So?
え？
Yes.
じゃないでしょう。
Yes
どうし
isn't
て
an
また来たの？
answer. Why did you come by again?
それはですね。
About that, the trigger.
先生。
Ma'am.
はい。
Yes.
その。
We'll just come
また出
back
直します。
next time.
どうしたんですか急に。ここに来ようって言ったの助手さんですよ。
What? Where is this coming from? You were the one who said you should come, assistant girl.
それはそうなんですけど。
That's true.
用がないならさっさと帰ってくれる？人の時間を無駄にしないで。
If you have no business with me, just go. You're wasting my time.
まあメラ、若い子たちなんだからそんなきついことを言わなくてもいいだろう。
Come now, Mela. Our friends here are still young. Don't be like that.
言いたいことがあるなら早くしてよ。
If you got something to say, then say it.
さっき確かに言ってたわよね。訂正すべき点があるって。
Isn't that what you said before? There's a correction that needs to be made. Yes?
それは。
That's,
訂正って何のこと？あんたたちがくれた情報といえばトリガーのことよね。
what's the correction exactly? You're the ones who provided me the information about the trigger.
そのトリガーに間違いでもあったの？それとも新しい標本でも見つけた？
Is the trigger business the part that needs to be corrected? Or did you find me a different specimen?
それが。
Well,
大丈夫かい？
are you okay?
触らないでください。この人殺し。
Don't touch me, you murderer.
助手さん。
Assistant girl?
ちょっと何言ってるの？人殺しって
You.
誰のことよ？
What did you just say? Murderer? Who?
もう引き返せない。
There's no turning back.
ステップが爆発した場所の中には鉄道の通ってない場所もありました。
There were two places where the staff exploded that didn't have a train passing by.
待って、じゃあ排気っていうのは？
What? Wait, then the exhaust theory.
排気はトリガーじゃなかったんです。ステップは鉄道の排気じゃなくて汽笛の音に反応していたんです。
Exhaust wasn't the trigger. The staff wasn't reacting to smoke, but the sound of the whistle.
実は私たちが爆発を目撃したのも橋の上で汽笛が鳴った直後のことでした。
In fact, when we witnessed the explosion, we heard the sound of a whistle up on the bridge. Up upon that bridge. Up on that
特
bridge.
定の周波数に反応するトリガーなら記録にもあるわ。音だって結局は空気の振動だし、その一種ってわけね。
If a particular reverberation is the trigger, we actually have a few records along the same vein. After all, most of what we call sound is just vibration traveling through the air.
そしてカルロフ教授はこのトリガーをすでに知っていました。
On top of that, Professor Karloff already knew about the trigger.
知っていながらトルレンさんへ送った
So
ん
he
です。
sent you a birthday present.
ちょっと待ってくださいよ、助手さん。肖像はトルレンさんが望んだから。
Hold up a minute, assistant girl. Miss Torlin wanted the sculpture too.
肖像のことじゃありません。
I'm not talking about the sculpture.
私が言っている チの品。
That's not the present I'm talking about. There's one more thing he sent her.
誕生日プレゼン
A
ト。
real birthday present.
そのブローチのことです。
The brooch.
教授はウサギの彫像と亀のブローチ2つを時間差で送った。なぜだと思いますか？
Professor Karloff sent those two items, the rabbit sculpture and the turtle brooch, at different times. Why might that be?
2つの品が出会えば爆発するって知っていたからじゃないですか。
Don't you think that might be because those two things being together could cause an explosion?
爆発ってどうして？
An explosion? But why?
そうか、そのブローチは。
I see, the brooch.
これも教授がくれたものなのよ。ステップじゃなくてただの機械式アラームだけど。
This is also a gift from the professor. It's not a star, just a perfectly unordinary mechanical alarm.
はい、そのブローチにはアラーム機能がついています。でもその音はただのアラームにしては想像しすぎると思いませんか？
Yes, that brooch has an alarm function. However, that sounds a bit crude for an alarm.
私たちはその音を知っています。そしてその音が何に似てるかも。
We knew that sound.
聞く前から分かってたのかもしれません。
We knew what it sounded like. We may have even known before we heard it go off.
汽笛の音ね。
Sound of a whistle.
そうか。君の考えは分かったよ。
Indeed, I see what you're getting at.
だが、彫像は結局ここには届かなかっ
However,
たじゃないか。
the sculpture never got here.
それは偶然です。本来であれば彫像は C ルートでここに届く予定でした。
That was dumb luck. Originally, that sculpture was supposed to be shipped here along Route C.
C ルート周辺には鉄道も船もないので、本来なら無事に届くはずだったんです。
That route has neither train nor boat, so it would have successfully arrived at its destination.
でもおとぎ話のようなことが起きたんです。
However, something straight out of fairy tale happened.
おとぎ話。
Fairy tale?
配送が始まったその日はちょうど治安の日の祭りが開催されていて、 C ルートは人だかりで通れませんでした。
The day the package sent out the public order and civility day, and Route C was blocked off by a crowd of people.
だから配達員は海側へ迂回するしかなかった。その結果、本来なら接触することのない旅客船の汽笛と接触してしまったんです。
Thus, the delivery driver had no choice but take a detour closer to the coast. That's how the package was brought into the vicinity of the ship whistle it shouldn't have been near.
トラックの荷台にあった彫像は爆発し、その勢いで飛ばされて海に落ちました。
The sculpture inside of that truck exploded, flinging itself into the sea, where it came to rest below.
結局ウサギは目的地へ到着できず、深い眠りに落ちた。目的地に着いたのは遅れて出発した亀だけ。
In the end, the rabbit didn't reach its destination, falling into a deep slumber instead. It was only the turtle that reached its destination, despite its late departure.
でもそんなのは予想外の事故ですよね。
However, the accident was an unexpected one.
もし事故が起きずに届いていたら。
If it hadn't occurred and the rabbit had arrived,
ウサギの彫像は遅れて到着した亀のブローチと出会って。
yes, the rabbit sculpture would have met up with the late arriving turtle.
待ってくれ。
I'm just grabbing some water. Wait, just give me a moment.
おかしいと思わないかい？本当に私がそんなことを企んでいたのなら、どうして君たちにメラを手伝えなんて頼む？
Don't you think that one part odd. If I was really behind all of this, why would I send you off to help Mila?
確かにそれは少し変ですね。最初から音がトリガーだったと私たちが気づけば教授にとっては不都合ですし。
True, that part's odd. If we had realized the sound was the trigger before, our professor would have been in a world of trouble.
それは。
Well...
でも教授は彫像の行方を知る人を探してたんじゃなかった？
Is that right? Wasn't the professor searching for anyone who knew the whereabouts of that sculpture?
私たちが来るのを待っていたのかも。
Wasn't he waiting for us to arrive?
いいえ、おかしくありません。教授に会った時、私たちの知る情報は限られていました。
No, that's not weird at all. When we met the professor, we didn't have all the information.
先生、覚えてますか？私たちが爆発を目撃した話をした時、教授は何て言ってました？
Don't you remember, Mel? What did the professor say when we told him about the explosion?
ああ、すまない。君たちがステップのスキルを見たというのが気になってね。車が通った後に咳をしたら、彫像が爆発したと言ったんだ。
Oh, my apologies. I was just hung up on the part about you seeing the staff skill for yourselves. After that car drove off, you said you sneezed. Then the sculpture exploded.
ええ、そうですね。それがトリガーに関係しているのかも。
Hitting it out laid out so well, I guess so. Not sure if it has anything to do with the trigger, though.
あ、そうでした。あの言葉を聞いて、排気がトリガーに関係あると思い始めたんです。
Oh, right. Right after I heard that, I started thinking that the trigger was related to exhaust fumes.
教授は私たちが間違った結末にたどり着くように仕向けたんですよ。
Professor, you led us to the wrong conclusion.
おお、そうが過ぎるよ。何か証拠でもあるのかい？
You fall into your own delusions. What proof do you have of that?
教授は私たちにあえて偏った情報を共有した。トリガーは排気であると。
The professor fed us biased information. That led us to the wrong conclusion about the exhaust being the trigger.
私たちの思考を制限した。その証拠がちゃんとここに残ってるの。
He put a limit on our reasoning, and the proof of that is right here. Conducting far too dangerous. I mean, it should be his interview, right? No. Biased information.
そうでした。あの言葉を聞いて、排気がトリガーに関係あると思い始めたんです。
He said it was a gift. No. Oh, come on, I accidentally clicked it again. Oh, the cause of explosions, because the police officer only said there was 3. What? Oh. I thought that was right. Alright, I already submitted the 3 things that were wrong. So not this. Triple trigger was exhaust. Oh. Man, I guess I'm real bad at this, huh? Oh, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the police information. Okay, there we go. I was one step ahead there.
"教授は私たちにトルレンスを手伝ってほしいと要請しながら、地図に爆発地点を3カ所記してくれました。
You only marked 3 explosion sites on our map.
その爆発地点はどれも鉄道駅の近くだった。爆発の原因も列車の汽笛の音だったことでしょう。
After those explosion sites were next to train stations. The cause of each of those explosions was the whistle on the trains.
だから私たち、トリガーは当然鉄道に関係のある何かだと思ったんです。
Thus, we were led to believe that the trigger was directly related to trains alone.
でも、もう一箇所爆発地点があることを教授は知っていました。
However, there was one more explosion site that you were aware of.
そこは鉄道とは関連がなく、排気が漂うような場所でもない。
The explosion had nothing to do with trains. It was a place without anything that might create a lot of exhaust.
だから、教授はわざとその爆発地点を地図に記さなかったんです。
So you deliberately left that explosion site off the map. No, the police was correct. No. The police was correct. They did mark that there was an East Pier explosion and that there were 2 explosions near each other. Oh. I guess Karloff was the one who wrote down the explosions on the map, but we didn't notice that the police actually did write that there were 4 explosions. 8 and 15 years ago. 2 cases. First recorded. There's actually 4 here.
面白い仮説だね。しかし、私は本当に3カ所しか知らなかったんだ。
An interesting
限りの場所を
hypothesis.
記しただけだよ。
I knew about the initial 3, thus I only marked those on your map.
そんなはずありません。教授は警察から爆発事件に関する情報を提供されていましたよね。
That's not possible, Professor. You got your information from the officer, yes?
どうしてそれを？
What? How did you?
お忘れですか？私たちがどのようにして教授の家を訪れることになったか。
Did you forget? How do you think we got to your house?
警察から教授の話を聞き、教授に渡したというメモももらいました。
We heard about you from the police officer, and he gave us the same notes he gave you.
ここには間違いなく4カ所の爆発地点が書かれてます。最近起きた東の埠頭付近の爆発まで。
Here, there are clearly 4 explosions written down. That includes the recent explosion over at the East Bridge.
思えば教授がこのメモを要請したのは配達中に消えた彫像を探し出すためだったのかもしれませんね。
If you stop and think about it, the reason you asked for his notes might be because you were looking for the missing sculpture yourself.
なかなか筋の通った推
Yes,
察だ。
that does make sense.
教授。
Professor.
だが、これを証明と呼ぶには少し根拠が足りないんじゃないか？
However, all of this is a bit groundless to call proof, no?
なんですって。
What was that?
君の仮説は彫像のトリガーが汽笛の音で、しかも私がそれを事前に知っていたという前提のもとに
Your hypothesis is that the sculpture's trigger is the sound of the whistle, and that I somehow knew that in advance, right?
だが、トリガーは本当に音なのだろうか？ 廃棄の可能性だってまだ排除はしきれない。
Are you sure that the trigger is sound, though? There's still a possibility that it's exhaust.
4つ目の爆発現場の近くには駅なんてなかったんですよ。マナ旅客船は排気を出さないんです。
But there was no train station near the fourth explosion. Plus, the mana-powered passenger ship doesn't give off any exhaust.
列車以外の排気に反応したのかもしれないだろう。自動車やトラックの可能性だってある。
We can't say there wasn't a source of exhaust other than the train in the area. Could have been any old car or truck.
わからないじゃないか。トラックの荷台が古くなっていて、中に排気が漏れ込んだのかもしれない。
We simply can't know. If the truck was old enough, exhaust fumes could have even leaked into the cargo area.
無理な主張ですね。もしその程度で爆発するなら、私たちが持ち歩いている間にとっくに爆発してたはずです。
You're really pushing it, but if that were all that needed to set it off, it could have exploded at any time when we're carrying the thing around.
だが、絶対ではないだろう。
We can't say that that sort of thing never happened, though, can we?
落ち着きなさい。どちらが正しいかは簡単な実験をすればすぐにわかる。
Let's all calm down. We can prove which side is correct after a few simple experiments. Just hold on to the sculpture and let's just wait until the ship blows its horn. You good? What?
また今度、彫像を持ってきてきちんと実験しよう。今日はこの辺にして。
Next time, just bring along the sculpture for a proper experiment. And we'll just end things here for today.
つまりだね。今日はみんな疲れているし。
I mean, everyone's exhausted, so.
危
Hey,
ないかもしれません。
aren't we in a bit of danger here? Excuse me.
実はここへ来る前に海へ行って、
Actually, before we came, I stopped by that bridge and
ウサギの彫像を引き上げてきたんです。
I pulled that sculpture up again. What?
どうしよう。早くここから逃げないと。
What to do? We just got to run.
でも先生はずっと私と一緒だった。彫像を取りに行く暇なんてあったっけ？
Why, she's right up next to me. Did she really have time to bring along the sculpture? It's a bluff for the professor.
先生、今の嘘ですよね。
Ma'am, we're just bluffing.
ええ、もちろんです。
Of course I was, assistant girl.
でも、誰かさんはその嘘に引っかかっちゃったみたいですね。
However, I think we caught ourselves a fool, Professor.
そんなに慌ててどこへ行くんです、教授。
Where are you off so quickly, Professor?
一瞬のためらいもなく、ここから逃げ出そうとしましたよね。
He was off and running without a moment's hesitation.
ステップのトリガーが音であると確信していなければ、ありえません。
If he weren't absolutely certain sound was the trigger, there was no way he would see them moving. That he was seen moving like that of him.
だから侮るなって言ってるんです。
That's why I told you not to underestimate us.
私と助手さんのことを。
That goes for me and my assistant.
専門性など見当たらない辺境の大学では、時代の流れに乗って創設され、いつの間にか消えていくような学科も少なくない。
In the professional world, and in certain universities so far on the outskirts that they can't be found, there exist departments that glimmer with the flow of time, and disappear without a sound.
最新トレンドのなんとか技術だの。大ヒット映画の題材となって、ある日突然再評価されたどこかの文化だ。
They appear alongside technology, following the latest trends or cultural phenomenon re-evaluated due to the subject of some box office movie.
世間のマナ学への認識なんて。
It was the same with public perception of mana studies.
それでも当時新入生だった私はマナの神秘に強く惹かれたんだ。
Still, to the student like me at the time, mana's novelty still held quite the appeal.
あの瞬間は何も特別ではなかった。別の専門書を探していた時、たまたまマナに関する記述を目にしただけだ。
It wasn't due to any particular defining moment. I was just looking through a textbook for another major, and something about mana just happened to catch my eye.
それなのに胸の奥から押し寄せるように語りかけて
I felt the stirring in my heart that spoke to me and said,
始まったとね。
It's beginning.
私が教授になった頃、マナ学は他国では新時代を牽引する学問の一つとして認められつつあった。しかし、それはここシチリアとは無縁の話だった。
By the time I became a professor, mana studies was being recognized as an area of study that would lead us into a new era in other countries, but that had nothing to do with my story here in Sicily.
それでも構わなかった。認められなくても、私はこれが好きだ。
Still,
誰
it
にも認められなかったと
didn't
しても、
matter.
この学問を追い続けられるのなら、
I was fine without all that recognition. Even without the acknowledgement, I could continue pursuing my own studies after all.
だが、一人の天才が変化をもたらした。
However,
それが
one bit of genius made all the difference. That of a student.
彼女の論文は機械工学にマナ現象を組み込み、実生活にも役立つ成果を上げたんだ。
Her graduate thesis was able to graft phenomena into the field of mechanical engineering, successfully achieving something that had real-world implications.
マナ学の地位を教えに進むべき道と可能性まで示した。
The status of mana studies was raised even higher, uncovering new paths and proposing new possibilities.
殺してやりたい。
And I wanted to cure it all.
もちろん物理的にではない。学術的にだ。学者として彼女を圧倒したかった。
Not in a physical sense, of course, but in an academic sense. I wanted to overwhelm this woman as a scholar.
だがメラの成果は私の研究室にも変化をもたらした。皆ステップを生活に生かし、人類の発展に資する方法を考え始めた。
However, Mila's achievements brought about changes in my own lab. We began coming up with ways of incorporating stuff into our daily lives and contributing to the development of humankind.
それでも構わない。メラに勝てるのなら。
Still, it didn't matter. Not if I could just beat Mila.
ある日、メラは私にとある標本を求めてきた。
Then
爆
one
発の
day,
危険があったため廃棄された彫像型のステップだ。
Mila asked me about a specimen. It was the staff that took the form of that sculpture, scheduled to be disposed of due to the dangers it brought.
私はくだらない嫉妬心からその標本を町の外に持ち出し、さまざまな実験を行った。そしてやっと
Out of
ト
envy,
リガーを突き止めたんだ。
I took that specimen out of town and did my own experiments. stumbling onto the trigger myself.
それは偶然の産物だった。危険も顧みず手当たり次第に試した末に得た結果だった。だがそれでもよかった。
It was dumb luck, a result achieved by conducting experiments willy-nilly, all questions of risk aside, but it didn't matter.
勝った。私がメラより先に見つけたんだ。メラの知らない事実を私が知っている。まだメラは知らない。メラなら。
I ate what? I figured it out before Mila. I knew everything she didn't. Mila didn't know. Mila.
殺せる。
I could kill her now.
そう思ったのはすでに手を下した後だった。
When the next thought occurred to me, Hare put my plan into action.
後で我に返って後悔した。だがもう遅いと思った。
When my conscience caught up with me, I regretted my choice. I thought it was already too late.
しかしあの彫像が事故のせいで届いていないと知ってほっとした。
That's when I heard the
なかっ
accident
たことになってくれと願った。
stopped the package from being delivered. I was relieved. I could pretend like nothing at all had happened.
だが私が彫像を回収して葬る前にこの子たちがやってきてしまったんだ。
But then, before I could retrieve that sculpture and properly dispose of it, you kids came looking.
意味がわからない。たったその程度の理由で。
I don't understand. How could you, just because of that?
たったその程度。そうさ、そうだよ。たっ
That's
た
right.
その程度の理由に過ぎなかった。
Just because of that. Yes. That was my only reason.
さっき君はウサギが海で眠りに落ちたと言ったね。あれはウサギと亀の童話を引き合いに出したんだろう。
When you're reasoning through everything before, and you said the rabbit fell asleep in the ocean, you were referencing the tortoise and the hare from the fairy tale? Okay, the tortoise brooch and the hare.
今それ関係あります。
Is that really important now?
いいからひとまず話を聞いてみようじゃない。
Let's hear him out.
あの物語ではウサギが亀に競争を持ちかけるだろう。
In that story, the hare challenges the tortoise to the race.
それはどうしてだと思う？遅いことなど分かりきっている亀に勝ったところで何の得にもならない。
Why do you think he did that? If he beat a tortoise and any animal everyone knows is though, what's to gain?
ウサギにはそれしかなかったんだ。競
It's
争に勝つ
because
こと
he
以
had nothing else.
外
With a
何もな
hare,
かった。
he had nothing to win but that race.
そう。ウサギはきっと亀を羨んでいたんだ。
So the hare, obviously, he was jealous of the tortoise. The rabbit's foot, the rabbit ears, tortoise, slow. It's a little on the nose, is it?
教授。
Professor.
はあ、気でも触れたんですか？
What's this
自分が何やっ
psychopath
てる
even
か分かってます。
saying?
まあそれでも二人には何か通じるものがあるんじゃないですか。
I mean, it seems something getting through between these two now.
メラ、
Is that
本
pencil
当に
shaped
すま
as
な
a
い。
carrot?
私は本当に。
Mira, I'm so sorry. Truly.
教授、その気持ち理解できます。
It's okay, Professor. I understand. You do?
え、本当に？
What,
私も
seriously?
一応は学者の端くれですから、その感情が、その絶望がどれほどのものか少しはわかるつもりです。
I'm a petty academic, just like you. I understand your feelings, Professor. And I can understand just how desperate you must have felt.
私も同じような感情を抱いた時期がありましたから。
After all, I felt those same feelings before.
メラ、
Mira,
今回の件は水に流します。
let's just pretend this never happened.
メラ、いいのかい？
Seriously, you can do that?
当然です。恩師を犯罪者になんてしたくありませんし。
Of course. I don't want to make my own teacher into a common criminal.
ただ、これだけは知っていてください。私の成果はすべて教授の教えの上に築かれたものです。
But Professor, you have to realize one thing. My achievements were only made possible because of whatever you taught me.
私に嫉妬する必要なんて全くありません。これは教授の成果でもあるんですから。
You have no reason to be jealous of me. All my achievements are yours too.
メラ、私はまた
Hell, there's
君に負けたのだな。
just one more way I lose to you.
この借りはいつか必ず返す。
This debt,
必ず
I will repay it
そ
someday.
うさせてくれ。
I promise.
教授帰りましたね。もう私たちに危害が及ぶことはなさそうです。
The professor left. From the look of him, he has no mind to harass us, which is a good thing.
まさかこんな結末になるなんて。
I had no idea things would end like this. Not a million years.
トルレンさん、いくら恩師だってあんなことをした人を許すなんて。
Even though he was
私
her
には
teacher,
絶対できないわ。
Miss Torlin had to forgive this man. I suddenly couldn't have done that.
ふざけんなよ、あんのクソ教授。
You damned fool.
え？
Yeah.
これ以上失望させられることなんてないと思ってたのに、ここまでクズだなんて。ほんとうんざりだわ。
I thought there was no way it could possibly disappoint me more. But to be so brazenly stubborn. Seriously, I'm so sick of this.
トルレンさん、教授のことを許したんじゃなかったんですか？
Miss Torlin, does that mean you don't forgive the professor?
んなわけないでしょ。あんなくだらない理由で私を殺そうとしたのよ。あんたなら許せるわけ？
Not on your life. Do you think he could murder me into something so frivolous? You think someone like me would forgive that?
いえ、無理ですね。
まあ演技かなとは思ってました。ビジネスの世界ではこういうこともよくありますか
I
ら。
mean, I did sort of think it was an act, but in business, things like this happen.
ビジネスって。
Business.
教え子を妬んで殺そうとした師匠だなんて。いかにも暇人どもが食いつきそうなゴシップよね。
A teacher trying to kill a student out of jealousy. That's nothing about something but those with nothing better to gossip about.
私が教授を告発すれば、あることないこと全部ほじくり返されて面倒なことになるの。投資だって切られるだろうし。
If I were to charge him with something, it'd be all he said, she said, which is nothing but a bother. All of our grants will be cut off too.
それに、もしステップを凶器として使おうとでもすれば、せっかくいい方向に変わりつつあるマナ現象のイメージだって地に落ちてしまう。
Plus, if people were to find out that staff was used as a weapon, the positive image of phenomena you've finally been able to muster would tank.
あんなクズ野郎一人のせいで研究を台無しにはできないの。
I can't throw away all my research because of one piece of human garbage.
でも本当にそれでいいんですか？
But will you really be okay?
トルレンさん、下手したら死んでいたかもしれないんですよ。
Miss Torlin, if something else goes awry, your life could be on the line. Is it alright?
どうして亀は提案を受け入れたと思う？
Why do you think the Tortoise accepted the challenge? Excuse me?
あのおとぎ話の話よ。どうして亀はウサギの理不尽な勝負に乗ったんだと思う？
At Verita, why do you think the Tortoise accepted the Hare's unreasonable challenge to a race?
きっとどうでもよかったのよ。
It would obviously turn out to be aces for the Tortoise either way. He'll be a race, whatever.
勝とうが負けようがどうでもいい。興味ないんだもの。
Whether the Tortoise win or lose, it could do whatever. It didn't have a care in the world.
私の目標は丘の上に突き立ててある旗なんかじゃない。
My objective isn't some flag at the top of the hill.
私が命を懸けてでもたどり着きたい終着点は
For me, the
そんな
destination
薄っぺらいも
I
のじゃ
stake
ない
my
の。
life on. It's not that.
もうすっかり夜ですね。
It's nighttime.
バカみたい。
This is all so dull.
何ですか、ジョシュさん。私と喧嘩でもしたいんですか？
What are we proposing to do now, assistant girl? What are we doing here?
違いますよ。さっきの学者たちの話です。
That's not it. It's those brainiacs.
ハルロフ教授もトルレンさんも正気とは思えません。どんなに仕事が大事だって自分の暮らしを守るのが何より大切なのに。
I can't call Karloff or Torlin sane in any way. No matter how important a job is, your own life should be take priority, no?
命をかけるだの、そうするしかなかっただの。バカバカしくてやってられません。子供じゃあるまいし。
To say that's all your life's worth and stick your neck out for it, it just isn't practical. I mean, they're not children.
今現役で子供やってる助手さんがそれ言います？
Assistant girl, is that okay for you? An actual child to be saying?
私は今日から社会人ですから、これくらい言ってもいいんです。
Well, you know, I'm officially a member of society from today, so I can say that.
先生だってそう思いませんか？お金のために働いてる打算的な人ですし。
Don't you think the same, ma'am? You're a practical person who cares about money.
私、そんな俗物みたいに見られてたんですか？
Is that a snobberish image I give you to you?
事実じゃないですか。
It's the truth.
まあ、否定はできません。助手さんはもう私のこと完璧に分かってます。
It's got some truth to
やっ
it.
ぱりまだ完璧ではないですね。
In fact, you understand me almost perfectly, assistant girl. Almost. Excuse
こ
me.
れは秘密なんですが、
Honestly, there's one thing I keep secret.
私が他でもないステップのみを取り扱っているのは個人的な目標があるからなんです。
The reason I use the stuff but nothing else in my business is because of a personal goal of mine.
目標先生が
Personal
ですか？
goal, man.
まあ私はあの学者たちみたいに命を懸けてでも成し遂げるとか
I mean, it's
そう
not
いう
goal
のじゃありませんけど、
I'm going to die for, like those bookworms back there.
お金をたくさん稼ぐとか幸せな家庭を築くとか、そのくらいの目標は助手さんにもあるでしょ。
You have a goal too, assistant girl, like making a bunch of money or raising a happy family, right?
自分はこうやって生きていくんだとか。
You know something else you want to accomplish?
私は、特に何も考えてなくて。
Me, well, I don't really have anything in mind.
大学に行きたくないわけじゃないけど、必死に勉強してまでやりたいことなんてないし。
It's not I haven't thought about college. I don't really have anything worth going through all that studying for. I'm just gonna quickly pause here and be right back. Let's get some water. Alright, I'm back. Let us continue.
うちはレトロショップをやってるから、
We live at
食
Shop
べてい
Retro
く分
and
に
we
は
don't
困
have
らないし。
to worry about starving.
まあ、
Things will work out one way or another.
できることなら今まで通り、与えられた仕事だけして生きていきたいかな。
If possible, I love to just make
私
a
はそれ
living
で十分だから。
and get by like we have been. I'll be totally satisfied doing just that.
それならバサーニオさんの言いなりになって生きていくのも
That would be
同じ
closer
こ
to
と
the
じゃない。
work of Mr. Voss and Niels had set out for you.
助手さん
Hey, assistant girl.
月
The moon.
はい。
Ah,
月に行ってみたかったんです。
I wanted to go to the moon.
今はそんなこと別に思いませんけどね。
Not right this second though.
平凡ですね。
Too ordinary.
お嬢さん、待ちくたびれたから今日はもう帰るよ。明日の朝また来るからその時会おう。
Little miss, I got tired of waiting, so I'll be off for today. I'll be back to see you tomorrow morning.
トラックのおじさんから聞いたが頑張っているようだな。危ないからあまり遅くまで出歩かないように。
I
バサー
heard,
ニオ公社より。
I heard from Trucker Daddy that you're working hard. It's dangerous out there at night though, so don't be out too late. Svasinia Portia.
追伸、待っている間暇だったからお店の商品を代わりに少し売っておいた。お金は
Yes.
働いた分だけ給料としていただいておく。
I grew bored of simply waiting, so I sold a few items from your shop. I took a fair wage for my time spent working. Why did Voss not work at their shop?
書いてあるわ。
That's all he wrote.
ふむ。ここに書いてある通りなら取引の本番は明日からですね。
Oh, if this is the real deal, our actual business begins tomorrow.
助手さん、管理情報に変更があったので更新お願いします。
Assistant girl wrote the information on our bureau file change, so please update to reflect the changes.
はい。
Alright.
じゃあ私は彫像がちゃんとあるか確認してきます。別に遊んでくるわけじゃないですからね。
Well then, I'll make sure the sculpture is safe and sound. Don't go running off on your own.
本当ですから。
I'm serious.
ベリータ、あの人このまま逃げちゃうかもしれないわ。わかってるわよね。
There's a chance that woman will take off on you. You know that, right?
もう疲れた。
I'm tired.
殺だの殺人未遂だの思いもしないようなことに巻き込まれて
Explosions, attempted murder, getting involved in all this stuff I never dreamed of.
私が死にかけただなんて実感が湧かない。
I almost died back there. Still doesn't feel real.
でも明日バサーニオさんがステップを買い取ってくれれば1割は私の取り分だ。
Still,
これで
Mr.
借金の1割は返せる。
Fasanio said he'll come by the stuff tomorrow. And I'll get a 10% cut. That means I can pay off like 10% of my debt.
今日みたいな苦労をあと9回もしなきゃいけないなんて。
That means I'll have to go through this mess 9 more times.
でもこんなの何の意味があるんだろう。借金を返そうが返さまいが
What's
私
the
の人
point?
生は変わらないのに。
Whether I pay my debt or not, my life will be generally the same.
全部ベー
It's
ルが
all
余計なこと言って
because
く
of
る
the
せいだ。
nonsense you've been spouting, Vero.
ベリータ言ったでしょ、頭から離れない言葉っていうのは。
Verita, big sis has told you before, no? If something keeps repeating in your head,
図星だからよって言いたいんでしょ。
is it because it's the right thing to
偉
do?
そうに。
Is that what you say? Is that what you want to say? You're so full of yourself.
どこ行くの？
Where are you going?
散歩。
For
寝
a
れそう
walk.
にないから。
I can't sleep.
今夜は月明かりがやけに眩しいな。
The moonlight's too bright tonight.
ほんとムカつくくらいに眩しい。
It's annoyingly bright tonight.
別に何かきっかけがあったわけじゃない。強いて言うなら鈍感になったってところだろうか。
It's not like there was an inciting incident. If I had to give a reason, I think I've grown insensitive to it all.
宇宙飛行士になるには3カ国語を流暢に話せなきゃいけないとか、重力に耐えられるようにならなきゃいけないとか。
If you want to be an astronaut, you have to be fluent in 3 languages. You have to train your body to withstand the forces of gravity.
そういう現実的なことを知っていくほど夢は夢じゃなくなっていった。
As I learned more and more of the reality of everything, the dream lost its dreamlike qualities.
現実的に無理だとかそういうことじゃなくて、そこまでして月に行きたいわけでもなくて。
It wasn't that the challenge was unrealistic. It's just that I didn't want to do all of that just to get me to the moon.
ただ気づいてしまったんだ。私は目標のために何かを犠牲にできるような人間じゃないって。
That's when the realization struck me. I'm just not the sort of person who would sacrifice something to reach a goal.
これから先どんな思いが胸に宿っても私はすでに自分が持っているものを選ぶだろうって。
Moving forward, no matter what idea took hold of my brain, I would pick it from the things that I had in front of me.
そう気づいてしまっただけ。
Just then I realized.
ベリータはどうするの？
Verita, what are you gonna do?
どうするって言われても先のことはまだわからないでしょう。
With all that's gonna happen in the future, even when they ask, you say nothing but, I just don't know.
胸が高鳴るって一体何なのよ。命をかけるだのそれしかないだの。ほんと意味がわからない。
What does it mean to have a stirring in your heart? And to think that that's all you have? For it be so important that you risk your life? What's that even mean?
どうしてみんなそんな簡単に今この瞬間を手放せるの？
How can someone give up on these moments so easily?
どうしてそんな簡単に娘を捨て
Could
て
someone
立ち去
run
れるの
off
よ。
so easily.
何にも興味を持てないのねなんて言われたって。
I don't feel like you're curious about anything. Even I heard that.
何に興味を持てばいいのかそれすらわからないのに。
I don't even know what I should be curious about.
大丈夫よベリータなら。
You'll be okay, Verita.
今まで通り目も耳も閉ざして
Just do what you've done all this time.
生きていればいい。
Shut off your eyes and ears and just live.
見たり聞いたり話したりするのはお姉ちゃんが全部
Seeing
代わりにやっ
and
てあ
hearing.
げるから。
You got your big sis for all of that.
本当にそれでいいの？
Can I really do that?
それじゃあ
Then
助手さん。
assistant girl.
先生。こんなところで何してるんです？まさか。
What are you doing out here? Ah, don't tell me.
私のことが心配で来てくれたとか？けなげですね、助手さんは。
What do you worry about me? You're an odd one, assistant girl.
いえちょっとベイロと話してただけで。
It's nothing. Just having a talk with Vero.
ベーロ？
Vero?
誰ですか、それ。
Who's that? It's in your head, it's in your head.
そうだった。また忘れるところだった。
Alright. I almost forgot again.
いいや、気にしないでください。ところで彫像は無事でしたか？
Nothing at all. Is the sculpture alright?
はい。せっかくここまで来たついでに水中から引き上げておきました。
Yep, I decided to
大
pull
変だっ
that,
たんですから。
that sculpture out of the water just since I come all this way. It's quite the ordeal.
この時間なら船も列車も走ってませんし、このままレトロショップに持ち帰って防音処理をしちゃいましょう。
Since there's no boats or trains running right off now, I think I figured I'll take it back to Shop Retro and soundproof the thing.
はい、それがいいですね。
Right, that is ideal.
助手さん？
Hey, assistant girl? Yes.
やっぱり何でもないです。おやすみなさい。
Never mind, sleep well.
おはよう。待たせたね。
Have you all been waiting for me? I'm here now.
ど
Yeah.
どうも。
Ah, there you are.
今日は商人さん一人か？お嬢さんは遅くまでステップを調査してたせいでまだ寝ているのか？
Oh, are you all alone, my dear merchant? Where's the little miss? Is she sleeping after you researched that stuff stretched into the night?
どうしてそんなことを知ってるんですか？
How is that you know it so well exactly?
債務者についての情報収集は貸金業の基本だからね。
Haha, gathering information on my debtors is a fundamental part of my job. This is work after all.
ステップなら今すぐにでも取引できますよ。
Well, if it's the stuff you want, I'm ready to make a deal right now.
たった一日でスキルとトリガーを特定したのか。やるじゃないか。
You discovered skill and trigger in a single day. Impressive.
そのことで。
However,
助手さんが起きる前に一つ提案したいんですけど。
before my assistant wakes up, I have a proposal to make.
ベリータ？ちょっとベリータ？
Verita, oh Verita.
ベリータ？ 私の愛しの妹ベリータちゃん。
Verita, my beautiful Verita, whom I love the most.
うるさい。肉体もないくせに。
Yeah, you talk too much. Not even about anything important.
ベリーさんが部屋にいないわ。ステップを持って店を出て行ってしまったみたい。
Miss Farron isn't in the room right now. I think she'd taken the staff and left.
え？
What?
ついでにバサーニオさんの自動車の音も30分前に聞こえたわ。
Also, it's been roughly 30 minutes since I first heard the sound of Mr. Vassanio's engine running.
取引をするには十分な時間よ。
It's more than enough time to complete a transaction.
待って、もしかして。
Hold up, you can't be. Oh, hold up, you can't be.
まさか、そんな。
Oh, she did.
よし、取引成立だ。このステップにはもっと適切なオーナーを探す。
Very well. Our deal's done then. I'll find the staff a suitable owner.
あ、手は打っておきましたけど、完璧ではないので扱いには気をつけてくださいよ。特定の場所に近づくと危険で。
I took measures of the staff, but they're not perfect, so be careful. It's quite dangerous around certain locations.
心配無用だ。トリガーなら管理情報で確認してやる。では、失礼しよう。
I'll be fine. I'll take a good look at the trigger written on the burrow file, so I'll be off.
いい取引だったよ。また会おう、商人さん。
You strike a good bargain. Until next time, my good merchant.
待ってください。
Yeah, wait up.
先生、今の声は。
That voice.
バサーニオさんです。
It was Mr. Bassanio
ステップは
and the staff.
取引完了です。バサーニオさんが持っていきましたよ。
The deal's done. Mr. Bassanio's problem now.
そうですか。
I see.
それじゃあ私の取り分は。
Then my cut. Where is it?
お願い、違うと言って。
No, is she not gonna hand it over?
先生、私の取り分は。
Well, my cut.
そんなものありませんよ、助手さん。
You don't get any, assistant gal.
そんな。どうして。
But why?
条件を変えたんです。
Our terms have
私はステ
changed.
ップを引き渡す。
I handed over to staff.
そしてバサーニオさんは助手さんの借金を全額免除する。
In return, Mr. Bassanio agreed to wipe away all your debt. Excuse me?
助手さん、どうして言わなかったんです？お父さんの借金のこと。
Why didn't you tell me? Why not say it was your father's debt?
でも、 まさか
It can't be.
先生の取り分まで私の借金の返済に使っちゃったんですか？
Ma'am, you did pay my debt with your cut too?
あ、もちろんただじゃありませんよ、助手さん。これ
I
は
didn't
投
do
資
it
なん
out
です。
charity. I think of it as an investment.
投資？
An investment.
助手さん、最初に観測されたマナ現象であるステップ、その語源が何かは知ってます？
Assistant girl, when you first observed phenomena, the staff, do you know where this name comes from?
諸説ありますが、私が信じている説はこれです。
Of course, there are many theories in that regard, but there's one I believe.
ある男が深い穴の中から現れた。
One day, a man emerged from a deep, deep hole.
まるで別次元の存在のようなその男は3つの不思議な力を持っていた。
This man seemed to have come from a different dimension, and he had 3 mysterious powers.
その3つこそが最初のマナ現象であり、最初のステップであった。
Those 3 powers were the world's first phenomena, including the world's first staff.
最初のステッ
The world's first staff.
プすべての文献に記されているその男の最大の特徴は腰までしかない短い杖をついていたこと。
In all the literature describing him, the most defining feature of the man is the short walking stick that came up to his waist.
マナ現象を起こす不思議な道具はその杖にちなんでステップと呼ばれるようになった。国によって発音の違いはありますけどね。
As a result of this, the people latch on the mysterious tool cause these phenomena, naming it staff. Of course, there's small differences in pronunciation depending on the country.
私はその男が持っていた最初のステップを探しているんです。
I'm actually looking to get my hands on the very first staff the man had.
それからマナの根源も。
Going further, I'm looking for the source of all this mana.
なんだろう、胸が詰まるような感覚。
What is this? Why do I feel this aching inside?
ジョシュさん、私と同じ道を歩みませんか？
As this girl want to walk the same path as me?
私と同じ終着点を目指してくれたら嬉しいです。
I think I'd like if you accompany me to the same destination we have ahead of us.
いや、違う。これは胸が詰まるんじゃなくて
No,
高鳴ってるんだ。
this isn't an ache. It's a stirring.
始まるんだ。
This is the beginning.
先生、私。
I
ちょっとストップ、ベリータ。
stop right there, Verita.
ベロ、空気読んでよ。
Vera, don't make sense of all this.
今回は本当に緊急なのよ、ベリータ。バサーニオさんのことなんだけど。
Verita, this time things are urgent. About Mr. Vasanio.
橋の方へ向かってるわ。もうすぐ11時よ。
He's headed to the bridge. It's almost 11. Oh,
ジョシュさん、ちょっと空気を読んで。
is this a girl? Please read the room.
先生、バサーニオさんに彫像のトリガーのこと話しました。
Did you perhaps explain the trigger to Mr. Vasanio?
いえ、管理情報を見せたら問題ないとおっしゃったので。
No, he just said he was gonna look through the bureau file.
ジョシュさん、
Assistant girl.
昨日管理情報はちゃんと修正しましたよね。
You revised the bureau file last night, right?
トリ
Especially
ガー欄の廃棄という部分。
that part about the trigger being exhaust.
走って。
Run.
待ってください、バサーニオさん。
Stop, Mr. Vasanio. Wait up!
そ
That's
んな
loud.
船が出港した。
No, the boat's already departed.
あそこ、見てください。車が。
Look there, his car.
よかった。橋に入る前に止まったみたいです。
What a relief, he stopped before the
ステッ
bridge.
プに巻いておいた防音用のプチプチが効いたみたいですね。
Seems like the bubble wrap worked well enough to soundproof that thing.
お嬢さんと商人さんじゃないか。どうしたんだ？永遠の別れというわけでもないのに、そんな顔して走ってくるなんて。
Little miss, my good merchant. Why were you running? This isn't goodbye forever, so isn't this a bit much?
ああ、落ち着いてください。もう大丈夫。
We can calm down, it's all okay. Boom. clear. Rewards, a debt of 10,000 lira repaid. Prototype 1957, Lancero promise totaled, acclaim. And alright, Retro solved, return to title, next chapter. I hope it's saved, right? Oh man, I forgot to save during the between, but yeah, that was Act 1, Destination. I sure hope we were able to change it. I don't think we were able to change the profile to actually be explosion. But we'll see. Oh, that was the autosave. There's no save right now. I think I'll be actually have to load into the next chapter quickly. Hello? Oh, don't tell me. Oh my. Alright, folks, I'm gonna quickly speedrun back and get the quick save, and then we'll continue with the next chapter, because wow. Let me pause recording.
ベリータ
Alright, we're back. So, we're in chapter 2. I did a quick run through of everything. Let's quick save, and I suppose... Let's see, let's check our log. Load. Alright, our quick save has been saved, I hope. And I suppose we'll just leave it here. They probably should have added an autosave for the chapter load, right? But, well, we'll figure that out next time. We'll figure that out next time, figure out what chapter 2 is in store for us, and we'll see. I think it was a little bit too on the nose on the rabbit and the hare revelation, but tortoise and the hare, but I mean, that's alright. I did check to see if you're able to edit the explosion. Change the exhaust to explosion, and you weren't able to do it. So that was a story. Sort of deal. So, yeah. We'll figure out next time, and we'll see what chapter 2 is all about. See you next time.